So here we go. I'm going to lay down the picture of what I believe is happening and why and who is behind it. And it's probably going to create a fuck ton of resistance in many of you, because many of you will be emotionally tied to ideas and ideologies that you've been told are good things since you were kids. And the reason you've been told these things were good things is because you've been being subverted. Subversion is an incredibly fucking powerful tool to destroy nations and cultures. It's a weapon of war. And to understand who's using this weapon of war, you need to understand history. And as you know, history is written by the victors. And we think that we're the victors. No, we're not. So I'm going to qualify what I'm about to say so that people will understand no uncertain terms, because the usual response to this from people that have no understanding and don't have a nuanced brain is white supremacist. No, absolutely fucking not. I don't believe in the supremacy of any group of people over any other group of people. I believe in the right of all nations and all peoples to self-determination. I value the real diversity, i.e. nations having their own rights to determine their own futures and how they wish to be inside their own nations. What I do not like is groups of other people coercing other people how to be. So, with that said, I'm about to talk about Zionism. And Zionism definitely does not mean Judaism. Zionism is a political ideology subscribed to by a number of Jews. Lots of them are in Israel, and almost all of the Zionists in power structures have this belief system. If you read their book, the Talmud, it is an incredibly racist and supremacist text, and they believe that all non-Jews are goyim, or basically cattle. And they believe that they are God's chosen people. This is in their own books. And their enemies are Christianity and Islam. Now, these people own the entire fucking media structure. They own big tech. There's loads of them that have dual Israeli nationality in the American Congress and within institutions in the United Kingdom. And if you would care to notice what they've done, all of the left-wing ideology that you see is designed to subvert and destroy our nation. So let's start with the family structure. The family structure. So, feminism. Feminism is promoted as a way of liberating women. And in reality, what does it do? What it's done is turned women against men, made us enemies, which then destroys the family structure. They then incentivize divorce by making it financially good for one group and not the other group. This has created by making women desire career over family. What it does is it makes women go into careers, and then by the time their biological clock hits when they're in their 30s, they're way less fertile. It also has doubled the workforce. Doubling the workforce means it doubles the competition for jobs. Doubling the competition for jobs means twice as many taxpayers and half as much wages, because when you double the fucking competition, wages go down. Then what happens? It basically means that because wages have gone down, everyone's poorer, less able to connect and create community. When all the women are out in work, guess who's raising the children? The state. When the state raises the children, they can indoctrinate you better. When they can indoctrinate you better, they can control you better. Now, if you've noticed what's happening, the two enemies of the Zionists, Islam and Christianity, are now all within the same borders. And why is that? because the Zionists have used the UK and the America as the patsy to go into the Middle East and fucking completely and utterly destabilize it. And now, through their fucking supranational organizations, this promotion of refugees and migrants, what they're doing is they're opening the borders, and they're getting millions and millions of young men of fighting age with a completely and utterly different cultural understanding and completely opposing views to us. Now, what does that mean? It means conflict and division. Conflict and division is great. What you want to do is divide and conquer your enemy. So, if you notice, what does Israel do? So the Israelis own the media, and in the media they promote diversity, right? But diversity is not our strength. Unity is our strength. The root word of diversity is division. And so we are being divided and conquered. If you look back at the history of Europe, so we have the Holocaust, for example, right? And where many Jews were killed. But what you don't hear about is the Holodomor, where Zionist Bolsheviks, go and look up what Trotsky and Lenin and Stalin, and go and look up the number of Zionists that were in the secret services in the Bolsheviks. They killed 66 million Christians, right? 66 fucking million Christians, but you don't hear much about that, do you? No. You don't hear about it because it's not in the Zionist interest for you to hear about it. And every single thing that we see in our society right now is literally designed to weaken us. Divide the family. The family is the subunit of our entire culture. Our entire culture needs family units because family units create kinship groups. Kinship groups are fucking difficult to control. So what they've done is they've atomized us through these mechanisms. The atomization has weakened us. And now what are they doing? They are promoting that masculinity is toxic. Why? Because the men are the people who will fucking fight. So what do they want? They want you cutting off your fucking balls and being a little bitch. And guess what? Lots of people are fucking buying it. Idiots. Fucking morons. Historically illiterate, wet fucking flannels. If you don't know who your fucking enemy is, you're lost. This is your enemy. These people are your fucking enemy. Not the migrants that are coming in. I mean, we're going to probably end up having to fucking fight with these people if it destabilizes that much. But they're not our true enemy. The true enemy are the people that have fomented this. And those are the Zionists. And yeah, if you notice what they promote within their own borders, inside Israel, they promote closed borders. They promote no miscegenation. They promote cultural homogeneity. Why? Because they believe it's their right to protect their racial and cultural heritage, whilst destroying the racial and cultural heritage of everyone else. What happened in the Cultural Revolution in fucking China? They destroyed the history's culture because when you cut away something's roots, it dies. And that is exactly what's happening. So, if you look at what they're doing to us, go and look at the fucking BLM marches promoted by George fucking Soros. Right? BLM marches, what are they doing? They're tearing down your fucking statues. They're telling you that you're a white supremacist because you might not love your fucking country or your history. You know? There's a million things I love about this fucking country. Right? And not because we were conquerors or the fucking British Empire. Because often people are polite and things like that, you know? Like I like the nation in which I live. And what these people are trying to do is destroy your cultural heritage, because because subversion is a weapon of war. It's a very, very, very fucking effective weapon of war, and it is being waged against us. And so, if you're not aware of this, I suggest you go and fucking learn about it. Go and watch Europa, The Last Battle. It will invert your entire fucking understanding of 20th century history. Go and read the Talmud. Understand what is in these people's minds and what is driving them. Understand that Zionist does not mean all Jews. There are many atheist Jews. There are many Jews who do not subscribe to any of this shit whatsoever. But the Zionists do. And they are a fucking problem. So when you're reading this stuff, do it with that in mind. Do not tar everyone with the same brush. There is nuance required with this understanding. But understand it you must. And if you don't understand it, and if we do not collectively understand it, we're fucked. We're really fucked. Go and watch Yuri Bezmenov's video on cultural subversion, right? It's in the media archive. He was a KGB defector to the West in the early 80s, and he described exactly how the process of subversion works. And if you watch that video, you will immediately recognize how far down the path of subversion we are in this nation already. I have also linked in one of the posts further up lots of books that you should read to understand this. This is very real. It's absolutely happening. And again, this is politically incorrect information. Why is it politically incorrect? Because the people who want to politically control you do not want you to fucking speak about it. Therefore, they make it fucking verboten so that you can't speak about it. I suggest you go and read up on this. I suggest you go and understand it. And then when you understand it, you will know your enemy. When you know your enemy, you will be able to face them and resist them. And that means having enough balls to fucking offend people, right? It means saying the truth, speaking the truth, regardless of how fucking uncomfortable it makes you or whether you lose friends over it. We must unite as a nation. We must unite as a culture. That doesn't mean unite by race. It means unite under our cultural values and resist. And our cultural values should be based around strong families, kinship groups, caring about the people around us, not being atomized, strong fucking masculine and strong fucking feminine. You know, the polarizing thing that creates the energy. That's what we need. We need our men to be fucking strong, to defend our women and defend our nation. So if you've been a weak bitch, get down the fucking gym, learn how to fight, get fucking armed, get educated with knowledge, understand the history, understand subversion, understand how warfare is waged, understand asymmetrical warfare, read about 4th and 5th generational warfare, read Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, understand the fucking battlefield. I imagine many of you got a lot of work to do.